people? It's your boy Chig from Goonie Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is a preview. That's right, Facepalm FC is in town. I say it's in town, it's not in London, it's in Southampton. They decided to make another trip to the South Coast. Like that decision ever goes well. Arsenal play Southampton away from home, another place which is considered a bit of a bogey team, a bit of a bogey place for us. And we just happen to be facing an informed Danny Ings. This is going to go well. Oh, shit. Guys, I hope you're well. Please do slap a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I know this is a bit later than I normally do my previews. The problem with football being midweek is when you have a midweek game, it's difficult to find a gap to do these previews. So apologies. It's something I'm going to work on, and hopefully, at the very least, if anything, it'll be earlier in the future, like a day earlier, just to find a suitable gap to do these previews. So hopefully you'll enjoy, and let's get cracking. I'm going to so I was going to do a separate show on this, and I'm not going to do that. Before I get into the game, I suppose I should make a comment on the 4 deals and the Thomas Partey news, right? So let's try and start this positively. The Thomas Partey thing may be happening. Like, it may be happening. I am still going to use extreme caution, but I've just saw this story as I was preparing to do this show. This is according to Jordan M. Koku. I'm not really sure who actually that is. I should really check to see who he is. But apparently, this is what's going around on Twitter at the moment, that Thomas Partey's agents are coming into London over the next coming days to meet with Arsenal regarding the Ghanaian's transfer to the North London club. Now, I don't know if this is just a random story. There are certain people on Arsenal Twitter that kind of retweet these things because I won't say they're reliable sources, but they are sources. They get their sources from wherever they get them from. I'm not talking about Dormio. So this is what Gujit, I should say. Flip it now, I can't read. Gujit says on Arsenal Twitter. He says that basically his agents are coming into London over the next coming days to meet with Arsenal's representatives with a view to a transfer to the North London club. Arsenal, if this story is true, I already know there's so many people. You go and watch. Go and look at my community posts. The last time I posted a Thomas Partey story, the amount of people in that comments are saying, "Yeah, I believe it when I see it." No, Chig, just don't get hopeful. You know what's going to happen. I'll believe it when I see it. Arsenal. I said this to my mate on Twitter. Arsenal, the type of people to mess up a deal at Tesco. Now, I just realized non-UK people won't understand that reference, but Tesco's a supermarket. They are the type of people to haggle over milk and be kicked out over it. So there's still a long way to go, even if these stories are true, you know. But like I've been telling you guys for weeks, this thing seems to be moving in the right direction. But let's find out. Let's see. I'll tell you, for me, what a signing that would be. The only problem is he's probably going to play alongside Granit Xhaka, which would not be the move. That's not what I want, but let's just take small victories out of this thing. It looks like Thomas Partey potentially is on his way to Arsenal Football Club. Potentially. Speaking of deals, I should talk about, I suppose, the not so fantastic 4, and that is Denis Ceballos, Pablo Mari, Cedric Suarez, and most hilariously and depressingly, David Luiz. I will keep him separate for the time being. let's talk about Danny Ceballos, because he's probably the least significant out of the four. He's basically just agreed to stay until the end of the season. For me, with Danny Ceballos, I do think the guy has something. And I do think, I'll show you in a second whether or not he makes my my hopeful 11. But I do think he has something. I'm just not sure what. I'm not sure yet what that is. But I do think the one thing I'll give him, he's definitely a hard worker. Sometimes I think he spins too much, which pisses me off. But other than that, I do think he's a hard worker. And if he's going to stay to the end of the season, great. Because, no matter what criticism I can level at Danny Ceballos, he's better than Guendouzi, he's better than Granit Xhaka in the same positions. So be it. Pablo Mari, I'm a little out of the four. That one was the one I was most pleased about, which I know will surprise a lot of people. But actually, I like him. I like him. I give him more credit than I think people gave him against City. I thought, to me, in my personal opinion, you guys know I know defenders, right? One thing Chig knows is defenders. In my own personal opinion, I know not a lot of people were talking about this. Me and Lee were at the time, but not a lot of other people were talking about this. I actually thought, forget the fact that it all went downhill when David Luiz came on, and some people say, yeah, but Chig, that's not enough to attribute that Pablo Mari played well. Actually, I thought he was the most composed out of all the defenders playing up until he got taken off. He looked composed, he looked sensible, he looked neat, he looked tidy. People place way too much emphasis on speed. We have defenders that are not slow, other than David Luiz. Yet we still have a massive defensive problem. I can't bang that drum enough. Speed is not what matters when you're a defender. Know-how, reading the game is what matters. And actually, I can see attributes in Pablo Mari's game that suggest he can read the game quite well. My only thing with Pablo Mari is this. I do sense that matching him with the right defender is crucial. Would I trust him over the course of a season as a starting defender? I don't know enough about him to do that. And my worry is this. It occurred to me yesterday. Hold on. Wait a minute. So that means we've signed David Luiz on. We've signed Pablo Mari on. William Saliba comes into the side. We ain't going to buy a central defender, are we? Like another one, which is what we should be doing. Now, I could be very wrong with that because I know that the plan is to get rid of Socrates, to get rid of Mustafi, and to get rid of Holden. And obviously, if you do that, I would imagine you could get, put it this way, I'd be shocked if you don't get at least £35 million out of selling all three of those. And obviously, a lot of wages off the books. Now, I think people are gassing themselves. They think we're going to get Upamecano. Apparently, Chelsea are all over their case when it comes to Upamecano. But you could definitely get potentially a Nathan Ake. Obviously, most recently, we've been linked with Tyrone Mings, which I know people are a bit com-si-com-sar about. I like the idea of a Premier League proven defender. I will say that. I do like that. I don't see a Connor Cody coming to us. For me, I feel like Wolves are on the ascendancy. Why would he come to us? But I think someone like a Nathan Ake, particularly if Bournemouth go down, I think that would be a clever acquisition. I know a lot of you guys rate him. I rate him. So I think, yeah, and I know I've noticed in my community post at the moment, there seems to be a big emphasis from people about getting some Premier League proven players through the door. I don't think necessarily that's been our biggest problem, but I also think that actually for me, I wouldn't mind that. Do you know who I wouldn't mind? Do you know that Brighton defender who's on loan at Leeds? I think his name is Ben White. Oh, I like him. I like him. I think Arsenal need to take a closer look at him. I like him. I think he's good, gritty. I know some people have suggested that, oh, that's another Rob Holden. I disagree. I think there might be a player there. So, anyway, so that's Pablo Mari. Gosh, this is turning into a long preview. Sorry, let me erase through these. And then there's what's it called? Brain's gone. Cedric Suarez. Yeah. Arsenal are the only people that can waste 5 million on a loan fee or whatever it is. I've heard so many different quotes. Some people say it's 1 million. Some people say it's 5 million. Rest assured, Arsenal wasted some kind of money to bring this injured idiot over into. Listen, I should call him an idiot. He's not done anything wrong, but we brought another person injured over, paid another set. It's us. Who makes the decisions in this club? Like, why would you waste money bringing injured players into this club? Just imagine. I know they say, all right, well, the plan was always to sign Cedric Suarez. So, all right, so why not wait until the end of the summer then? Because you just look foolish by wasting money that you say you don't have, bringing in an injured player into the squad. It's not a good look. It ain't a good look. This is why Arsenal fans don't want to hear it when you say you don't have money. Because you make such genius moves like, oh, well, I'm going to spend money on an injured player, albeit loan fees. Who gives a damn? Spend loan fees, bringing an injured player into the team. Arsenal don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that shit. This is why I hope they don't fuck up this Thomas Partey thing. Again, if it's true. If it's true. And then David Luiz. I've had rants over rants over rants about this guy. And I just saw that news yesterday. I logged off Twitter. Said my piece, logged off Twitter. I just thought, Arsenal, all right, you've done it now. You've done it. You've successfully turned us into Chelsea's retirement home for some weird reason. So be it. It is what it is. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Now, let's go into the preview for Southampton. This has always been a team that we've struggled with. We just struggled to get results with them. By the way, I will timestamp this in the comments just so you know exactly when I start my preview. So if you're watching this on the playback, hopefully that's helped. But yeah. Southampton have always been a team notoriously that we struggled with. We just don't seem to do well with them. They're just not a team that we particularly do well with. Usually, I don't know the way the fixture list has us playing them, but we typically seem to play them around Christmas, usually around a Boxing Day or a Christmas Eve or something, and we always suffer losses to them. It is highly frustrating. And Arsenal are not in a particularly good place at the moment. You know, we are 11th with 8 games to go. 11th. So I guess from a perspective of relegation, we're safe. Which sounds like, all right, Chig, what are you talking about? Relegation, bro? We're only 13 points ahead of Bournemouth, who are 18th. So relegation could have really been a thing. And we're not even that far ahead of Southampton. When you think about it, I could say to you, all right, some people say, oh, Southampton ain't a threat, they're 14th. Yeah, you know Southampton are 3 points behind us. Quite conceivably, if they win tomorrow, and Southampton could win tomorrow, they go right behind us. So I don't want to hear this. Oh well, Southampton aren't a threat. They are at this point our direct threat. This is how far from grace we've fallen. Now I was talking to my mum about Arsenal yesterday. She just says that she's as far as this season goes, like she still like pays attention to the result. She's done stressing. She is absolutely done stressing over them. I can't blame her. I cannot blame her. My dad, who's a United fan, just finds it hilarious. I called him yesterday. I called him last Sunday for just general kind of, like Happy Father's Day type thing, and he was just basically like, "What is happening to Arsenal?" Just going on and on and on. I'm like, I should have supported United. I should have. It would have been an easier life. It would have been easier. We would have won. I would have won stuff. You know, I would have felt like I won stuff. It would have been a much easier life. Oh dear. But anyway, back to Arsenal. I guess I should show you my hopeful 11, shouldn't I? So let me go into StreamYard and show you my hopeful 11. I hope you guys are well. If I've missed any donations, please do let me know when I go into the chat room. In the meantime, let me share my screen so you lot can see it. Share screen. Application window. There you go. It's up there. Right. So this is my hopeful 11. I can't stress that enough. All right. So just to show you my logic with this, I suppose I should actually go into it like that. Okay. So you can see that, right? Zoom in a little bit more. Okay, yeah, that's how you move it down. Right. So as you can see, this is my hopeful 11. I've tried to pack the midfield as best as possible. I'm going to explain to you my logic and explain to you why I'm doing what I'm doing. By the way, Aubameyang is not on the right. I have done that wrong. Basically, Pepe should be on the right. Aubameyang should be up top. Once again, people, because I know I've done that wrong. Pepe should be on the right. Aubameyang should be up top. I can't say that enough in case you're looking at it and you're not listening. Aubameyang is up top. Pepe is not. I've just done that wrong. The way this thing's set up, you have to basically on the side, it just has a bunch of numbers. And I just assumed I put number 9 up top. I hadn't. So again, just so people can hear, Aubameyang is up top. That's the only thing wrong with this lineup. Okay. So Martinez obviously is number 1. For me, my only concern with Martinez, as always, is just the shot stopping. Other than that, I feel like, for me, I think he's a more. I know people won't like this comment. I find him a more reassuring keeper than Leno. I think he commands his area well. I think he deals with crosses well. He looks to catch instead of punch, which is very old school. And it's his opportunity. I've said this to you guys before. It's his opportunity to keep Leno out of that side. Obviously, now we know that Leno's out for 6 weeks. Great. I still feel like 6 weeks is still the end of the season. I know people ain't really paying attention to that bit. I can't imagine the season's going more than 6 weeks, but you guys can correct me. But yeah, Martinez for me, no problem. Number 1, let's go. Now, I debated. Some people will be surprised I put Hector Bellerin. I ain't putting Hector Bellerin in a team because I rate him. I don't. Quite frankly, if Suarez was available, I'd play Suarez. So some people will ask, well, why is Ainsley Maitland-Niles not there? I think, for me, the reason I'm not putting Ainsley Maitland-Niles there is one of the things I'm worried about with this kid is we've played him everywhere. You know, Wenger started him as a central midfielder, then he played him left back, then he played a lot of games as right back. He's played as right wing. I think it's time, particularly if we keep him, it's time to concentrate this guy's positional sense. Because for me, I feel like he's a central midfielder. I've said this from the get-go. I know that sometimes he has a bit lapse of concentration, but I also think I don't blame the kid because he's never really had a chance to develop in one position. And when he did start to develop in one position, Arteta pulled him out. So I feel like for me, I'd play him not as a right back. Unfortunately, that then means it only leaves Hickey B to play as right back. But to be fair to Hickey B, he wasn't a complete shit show against Brighton. So I'll keep him as a right back. Right centre back, I'm going to go with Mustafi. Again, I actually didn't think Mustafi was that bad. If you're a long-time subscriber of mine, you know the only defender I hate more is David Luiz. I'm not a Mustafi fan, and I've had this guy sussed from the moment he arrived. But I didn't think he was bad against Brighton. To be honest, I don't think he's had a complete shit show of a season. That's unfortunately where we are. We're in such a sorry state of affairs. He's probably been our best defender all year. Oh gosh, it's horrendous to admit it, but it's true. So regretfully, I'm going to actually play Mustafi in this game. I'm going to play Rob Holden. Rob Holden is best when he plays games. It's as simple as that. When he's up to pace, when he knows what he's doing, he's not clumsy. His biggest problem, again, is reading of the game. We just don't have defenders that read the game well. He's a reactor. He's not a reader. So when you react, sometimes you follow the ball a little bit, and sometimes you get suckered into certain moves. I've seen a lot of people highly critical of Rob Holden for that Brighton second goal. I'm not necessarily one of those people. Yeah, you could have done better. Guess what? The whole team could have done better. I'm not going to attribute that to Holden or even Mustafi. So I must be getting soft in my edge. But yeah, for me, I'm gonna go with Rob Holden. Left back wise, Kieran Tierney. I just like him. I like him. I like him. I like him. I like him. Shouldn't have got dropped for Kolasinac. Don't know what that was about. This is a kid that needs to be playing football week in, week out. Because I think when he gets up to pace, you're going to really see what this guy's about. So Kieran Tierney might be a useful weapon against these lot as well. Central midfield. Oh, this is another regret I had. I did not want to put Guendouzi in this. The obvious move, I know a lot of people would say, oh, why didn't you just put Lucas and Ainsley Maitland-Niles together then? I can see why managers don't do that. I think you need someone who's going to be able to set plays up to a certain extent. Arteta was a little bit weird when he was asked the question about whether Granit Xhaka would play in this game. He seemed quite reluctant to play Granit Xhaka in this game, so I'm going to assume Xhaka and Socrates won't make the starting lineup at least in this game. Not that they'd make the starting lineup in my team anyway, but I'm going to assume that won't happen. Guendouzi, I must admit, I am tapping out on him rapidly. I think you guys are sensing that. I did put up a post today about the fact that Arteta actually is so disappointed with Guendouzi's attitude. And I must admit, that Brighton thing doesn't sit well. It don't sit well with me at all. Oh, look at me, I earn 40 grand a week. Yeah, mate, you're on the losing side. Just so you know. Like, I hate these dickheads that start bragging about money. It's for me, that shit don't sit well with me at all, man. I ain't gonna lie. That shit don't sit well with me at all. Attitude-wise. Ability-wise, there's even a question mark there. The one thing I will say for Guendouzi that I can see why people like is that he's the only player that looks like when he's on the field, it gives a damn. You know, like he's the only player that demands the ball. Because when Arsenal start losing, everybody goes hiding. The one thing I'll say for him, he don't hide. Like, he'll demand the ball. He'll say, come on, give me the ball. Now, some of the time, he'll give that ball away. I ain't gonna lie to you. He will. It's important to remember that he's 21 years old. And I'm always, you notice this, I'm always a little bit lenient towards younger guys because, you know, I was 21. I was dumb at one point, you know? Everybody was dumb at one point at 21. Some of you are 21. Some of you probably don't realize it, but when you're older, you admit you were dumb. so it is what it is with Guendouzi. So it can go one or two ways, right? And I had this little conversation I'm having with you. I had it internally before I put him in the side, but I opted to put him in the side. So I've gone with Guendouzi in this game. Next to him, I've gone with Lucas Torreira. Lucas Torreira is my first choice in this situation. It really depends because I think Arsenal would prefer to play him in one of the Emirates games. I think that's where they would ideally like to play him. He obviously had a bad ankle injury prior to lockdown. He's been rehabbing ever since. But then I think what's confusing people is that Lucas Herrera was all bragging, what was it, a couple of weeks ago about how he's fit and ready to start the season. And we ain't seen him since. So I think with Herrera, I just want to see if he does play, just play as best as you can, kid. Play as best as you can. The other option here is Joe Willock. I can already hear one of my boys saying that now. Why don't you play Joe Willock? I'll be real with you guys. As much as I'm lenient over younger guys, I don't. For me, I don't think Joe Willock is good enough. I'm just gonna say it. I don't see him making it. I really don't. I'd be shocked, actually. I'll go as far as to say that. I'd be shocked if he makes it. So yeah, that's why I've opted for that. So that's my two: Herrera, Guendouzi, or in the event that Herrera is not fit, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who to me should be the automatic understudy for Herrera in any situation. Danny Ceballos goes ahead of them in a number 10 spot. Ordinarily, this would have been someone like Martinelli. I suppose the good thing about it being Ceballos is that he is naturally, I won't say defensive-minded, but because he's been playing in the number 8 position, he might be a little bit more defensively aware than maybe perhaps a Martinelli. I know Martinelli is a workhorse, don't get me wrong, but let's face it, he's an offensive player, whereas Ceballos is much more of a rounded midfielder. So I play Danny Ceballos in that kind of, I suppose, advanced number 8 role, shall we say. Now, like I say, if you're a latecomer, understand I've got these two mixed up. Like, just in case my sound is not working for whatever reason, I'm going to cross. These two are mixed up. So left-hand side, I'm going with Saka. I thought Saka was fantastic first half and proved a point I put in my group. You can play as a number 10. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. I thought he was fabulous. And I think, unfortunately for him, that's been lost with all this Malpine nonsense. Well, first half, he ran the show. It was all him. It was every threat, every danger we had in the first half, it was him. Slowed down in the second half, but I still think he's a fabulous player. I like Saka a lot. And for all of Arsenal's efforts of signing these four players, why couldn't it have been Saka or Aubameyang? At this point, actually, I don't really care for Aubameyang stays. Just sign Saka. Sign up Saka, at least. Flip. On the right, I'm going with Nicolas Pepe. Lee said it best. Sometimes you leave Pepe on the field just to see if he can have that one moment of brilliance. And we saw that. We saw that with the Brighton goal. It was a brilliant goal because up until then, he had a poor game. He looked as every bit as unfit as people had suggested. But that's why you pay your 72 million. Because even if that player's having a shit game, they can still produce. And that's another one who actually people underestimate, has no problem, even if he's playing a poor game, taking people on. Just the African way, you know, you just keep going. This is why I never shitted on people like Trevino and Obue, because even though, all right, they weren't the greatest quality of player, but these motherfuckers kept going and going and going and going. And I can only respect a player that does that. That doesn't just like, you know, if something, you know, that kind of Mesut Ozil way, if something doesn't quite go right, then they hide or they, you know, their chin is down and it's like they can't be bothered, or they're throwing their arms up in the air or some shit. No, you just keep going. You keep persisting. And that's the one thing Pepe will give you. Defensively, not the greatest player, but he'll keep offensively causing problems for you. And he's the one unknown entity other than Tierney to Southampton. And we're going to need it. And then up top, I'm going Aubameyang because this Aubameyang on the left nonsense is pissing me off. Stop it. I get it. You want to get him more involved. But you know what? It's not working. So why don't we revert to his natural position? Does that mean that you can't fit Arteta? Oh, well. And I think actually for me, this is why I'm not now against Aubameyang leaving. Because if we can get, at this point, if we can get 30 million for him, and I know you lot are like, 30 million? We ain't getting much more than 30 million. If we can get 30 million for him, and we can go and get an Usman Edouard that can play up top, that can hold the ball up top, I'll take it. Honestly, I'd take it. You guys know, last year I would have sold Aubameyang funny enough, for this exact reason. And he's not signed on. Because that was what I was led to believe that we were going to do. But there are no Arsenal better. We haven't done it. We're now in a position whereby, yes, all right, nobody saw this pandemic coming. But if you had done what you promised you'd do, which was if you don't sign up and you're 2 years into your contract, sorry, see ya. The Saka thing, I could even understand if you don't follow through with the Saka thing, because he's a youngster, you want to try and keep your own, send the right message, and, you know, you've allowed that contract to tick over because initially he wasn't part of the first team plans. I can forgive the Saka situation. The Aubameyang situation, what, a year after you promised this wouldn't happen, it is horrendous. But I'm at the point now, when you pick these 1 to 11s, actually, it'd just be good now if Aubameyang left. Because then you can have a striker who actually holds up the ball, whether it's a Moussa Dembele from Lyon, or whether it's an Usman Edouard from Celtic, whoever the fuck it is. Just bring them in and let's balance up this team. And that's my 1 to 11 for Southampton, guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Every time I think about this game, I keep coming to 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. And I'm finding that hard to shake. So I'm going to go 1-1. I just don't see Arsenal winning this game. I don't. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'd be lying to you. It'd just be fan service. It'd be lip service if I said some shit like 3-1 Arsenal, 2-1 Arsenal, if I don't believe it. So, I think it's going to be 1-1. I'm sorry. I can't seem to get past that scoreline. And some people say 2-0 Southampton. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Let me just come into the chat room and see what you lot are saying. What is your predictions for tomorrow? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Just to give you an idea of what's happening tomorrow. So obviously, as per usual, me and Lee will be doing the watch along on his channel. We'll quickly pop onto my channel, do a quick review, do the player ratings tomorrow. So again, tomorrow there'll be no eagle eye. So yeah, that will literally be the schedule for tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see if Arsenal can surprise me and actually win the game. I've just seen us go to Southampton too many times. And ironically, I've seen us go to Southampton in better form than we are now and lose. I think there'll be a reaction, but I don't think there'll be a better result. I think it'll still be 1-1. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. I saw people kind of criticizing my my Hector Bellerin pick. Listen, for me, with Hector Bellerin, you could say that he had shocking positional sense. Hector Bellerin always has shocking positional sense. But actually, I thought he I at least saw him contribute a couple of times more than I normally see him contribute. That's why I've reluctantly stuck him in the side. I'm going to highlight some of these predictions before I get up out of here. Guys, I'm going to be recording stuff tomorrow for the members, specifically for gold members tomorrow. So keep a lookout for that. I'm also going to be, so I'll drop that. It'll be some, I'll be recording something for gold members tomorrow. So look out for that, gold members. I'll be dropping that, posting that late tomorrow afternoon. And then also Combat Show every Friday, 9:30. Make sure you join us for that. Chig Flicks, once again. Saturday, I've got a couple more reviews to do for that. So look out for that. And then Sunday, I will actually have a guest for my podcast. So make sure you join us for that. I think that's pretty much it. But I'm going to highlight some of these before I bounce up out of here. Rickard says 2-1 Southampton. Let me know, by the way, if I missed any donations, by the way. Just let me know. 2-1 Southampton. Do you have merch? I don't have merch. People keep asking me about merch. At some point, funny things, I'll get merch. At some point. 1-0 Southampton. Damn, you guys are not feeling positive. Al Stoner, my guy. 3-2 Southampton. Young man Omar. 2-0 Southampton. Gosh, people are not confident. 3-1 Southampton. This is the first time I've ever done one of these previews where no one has predicted an Arsenal win. No one. Southampton, 3-1 Southampton. I literally cannot see us winning. Definitely an L. Goodness gracious. 2-0 Southampton from Funny Things. Wow. Pramod, not even you, brother. 3-1 Southampton. Oh my gosh. Is Chelsea Man City tomorrow? Oh, that's a good point. I actually don't know. Let me see. Let me check. Let me check and see if it is. Someone's probably already answered this question. Yes, it is. Gosh, it's straight after our game. Straight after our game. 4-0 Southampton. Big surge in the house. And typically delivering a body blow. 4-0. That's that Mexican style. That's that body punching for you. 2-0 Southampton from MCB2B. Guys, no one predicting a win? Damn. Oh, is it 1-0 Liverpool? Light work. Just crown them now. You and Lee take a shot for every goal conceded. Gosh, I don't know if I'll do that. Still a school night, technically. Would I take Danny Ings and Max Aarons? Yep, I would. People would thought I was joking when I said I'd take Danny Ings a little while ago. I'd take Ings. Is he any worse than Lacazette? He's got more goals than Lacazette, that's for damn sure. 1-1 against Norwich. 2-0 Southampton. Flippin' heck. No one predicts an Arsenal win. Not one. Oh, here we go. Mr. Rich is coming through. Says, nah, bun that. I believe in my team. 2-1 Arsenal. Mate, someone's got to. Someone's got to. Flippin' heck. OT, indeed, brother. It was an Alexander goal. Okay. Thank you, Miss Taylor. Or Mrs. Taylor. I actually don't know which one it is. I agree. I can't see past 1-1, Elliot. I must admit, I can't. It could even be 2-2, you know. I think that's not a bad shout either. I could see Ings Long. Shane Long always causes us issues. No, them kind of guys. Come on, Chig, we ain't beating Southampton. I don't think we're beating Southampton either. Oh, Rickard, really? Harsh. Harsh. You're one of my 33.1% that watch the show and dose up. Yeah, I look at stats. I look at stats. Look at Starboy. And he's the youngster in this group, by the way. He believes. He believes. 3-2 Arsenal. Jordan Brown with the hammer though. 4-1. Oh, I think we'll get smoked. The one thing I will say, I could see Shane Long either getting an assist or scoring tomorrow. Given the form Danny Ings is in, he is probably going to get. He's probably going to get an assist, I would say, for Danny Longs. For Danny Longs. For Danny Ings. Yeah, but then Ben, same way. I could see you guys who were predicting Arsenal losses. I didn't predict a loss, so I can hold my head high. And all of you guys are predicting Arsenal losses. I'm gonna find you guys when Arsenal are winning tomorrow. I almost changed my prediction and then I knew better. Oh dear. My guy, Jahid. My guy. I don't want to do Lee's Bluetooth. Let's just say, my guy. Wakanda, baby. Wakanda, baby. Shane Long is better than Laka. Damn. People are checked out on Laka, boy. They're checked out on Laka. All right. I'm going to head up out of here. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the Liverpool and let them take one step closer to their title. The Liverpool Palace game. I knew it was something. Palace game. Please do stick a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Feel free to join the membership. My focus over the next week to 10 days is going to be that membership. You're going to see a lot of stuff pop up on there. So please do feel free to join it. I promise you won't regret it. And at the very least, supporting the show. Nothing wrong with that, is there? All right, I'm out of here. Enjoy your day. It is hot out there if you're in the UK, boy. I know only Americans, I guess, will do these things by Fahrenheit, but it's down near 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which for UK, we don't get that. We don't get temperatures this high. So it's hot. So enjoy the weather. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow watching Arsenal suffer. Peace.